Hello, Christmas lovers! We're just 8 weeks away from Christmas, and everyone is busy creating magical decorations and stunning Christmas villages for themselves and their loved ones. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to build a beautiful train bridge for your Christmas village, a piece that will add charm, height, and movement to your display. Before we start building, we need to plan the shape, direction, and the overall size of our bridge. That means its length, width, and height. Once we decide these based on our village layout, the next step is to figure out how many legs or columns we need to make sure the bridge is strong, stable, and safe for our train to run smoothly. Now here's a very important step: the size and spacing of the columns. This is critical because it affects the strength, balance, and overall look of your bridge. For my bridge, I followed these measurements. Column height, 25 centimeters. Column width, 12 centimeters. Base length of each column, 5 centimeters. Column neck, length 3 centimeters. Length at the top side of the column, 12 centimeters. Spacing between columns, center to center, 17 centimeters. The total length of my bridge is 1 meter and 20 centimeters, and it includes two beautiful bends. A right bend at the beginning using an O31 curve, a left bend at the end using an O36 curve. Both curve sizes are based on the Lionel Train's O-gauge guide. Now that our plan is complete, it's time to turn it into reality in our Christmas village. Let's begin by creating the bridge columns and building a strong, stable foundation for our train bridge. The first step is to draw the column in its actual size on an A3 sheet of paper. Once the drawing is ready, cut out the paper template and attach it to a piece of thin plywood. Then, carefully cut the plywood exactly to match the template. We need 2 pieces of plywood, and we will use it as a mirror, one front and one back of the thermocol. This will give us the first precise shape of our column. Take your time with this step. Accuracy here will make your bridge look truly amazing later. Now it's time to start cutting the thermocol. Place your 2 wooden templates on the front and back of a thermocol block, making sure the piece is about 12 by 12 centimeters larger than the template. This extra space will help you handle and shape it easily. Next, using an electric foam cutter, carefully cut along the edges of the wooden templates, keeping your hand steady and moving parallel to the wooden borders. This will allow you to shape the thermocol precisely into the form of the column. After cutting the thermocol, the final shape will be like this. Next, we're going to add the brick details and the corner grooves to our columns. For the bricks, the size I'm using is 0.75 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters. At each corner of the column, we will also create a groove of about 0.5 centimeters to give it a realistic finished look. Start by marking and drawing the horizontal guidelines around the column. Once those are done, begin carving the individual bricks using a sharp pencil, following your lines. Take your time here. These details will make your column look incredibly realistic. And once you finish this detailing, your columns should look something like this. Check it out. Next, we're going to create the parapet walls and the light foundations, which we will place alternately along the bridge. The parapet walls will be 5 centimeters in height, and the brick size for this section will be 1 centimeter, with an additional 1 centimeter groove along the top to give it that realistic finished edge. The light foundations will be much smaller in size, measuring 2.5 centimeters by 2.5 centimeters with a height of 4 centimeters. These will sit between the parapet walls to add detail, depth, and a more realistic look to the bridge. To achieve a clean and decorative lighting effect at the base of each column, I created small retaining walls with an open space in the center to hide the lights. These retaining walls measure 3 centimeters in height, 20 centimeters in width, and 6 centimeters in depth. Both the parapet walls and the retaining walls are made from foam board, which is easy to cut, shape, and detail. Perfect for this kind of miniature work. And to wrap up this video, it's time to create the rail track road. I'm making mine from 0.5 centimeters thick foam board with a width of 13 centimeters. Since the O-gauge train rails themselves are 10 centimeters wide, this gives us enough space on each side for a realistic and safe rail bed. Important tip: if your bridge includes curves, make sure to leave extra clearance on the sides so the train can move smoothly without touching the walls or parapets. And that brings us to the end of this episode. We've designed the bridge, shaped the columns, added the brick details, and prepared the rail track road. Our foundation is ready. In the next video, we'll move on to the exciting part: painting, detailing, and assembling everything together to transform these pieces into a magical Christmas village train bridge. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what part you'd like to see more of. See you in the next one.